All right, episode 12 on our beautiful Grant Lee Sherman Civil War Generals 2 playthrough. And we are currently hammering it out in the Battle of Antietam, playing as the Union. And my goodness, did it take about 2.5 live streams to get through the Battle of Harper's Ferry. That was a crazy battle, but it ended up in a victory for us, so we did very well. It turned out beautifully. So we've got the chat pulled up. We are ready to go, my friends. So here we are. Our game plan here, we're only about 3 turns into this pretty big battle here of Antietam. But our game plan was to hold the South Bridge, Burnside Bridge, and move the majority of our army up in the north, which we're consolidating them all up here, and have them be a bit aggressive here by the Dunkirk Chapel and Smoketown Road, and then start moving everybody down, just kind of roll them up and push them south, while this force here will just hold the bridge. And this way we really don't have to move our artillery on the right. We can keep them as they lay for the majority of the battle. And up here in the north is going to be most of our offensive action. And this large force of infantry we have here in the center, I'm wanting them to get through this middle bridge here and start forming up here by Bloody Lane in this hilltop. And that will be kind of our line in the sand there, just north of this Piper Farm and Bloody Lane, kind of at an angle here. And it's pretty important that we break this position early. We need to get this gentleman up here broken fairly early for my game plan to work. So we're going to end turn. We don't get any reinforcements on this battle, unfortunately. So we're about to start turn 4 on Antietam here. So that's kind of our strategy. And we're going to see how well we do. It's going to be nice. I'm hoping the rest of the battles in this game are a little bit better than Harper's Ferry. Harper's Ferry was a rough drag due to supply issues. And we already said we were going to be aggressive in the north and try to break him up here early, and he's already kind of ruining some of our infantry here, but we're not scared. Give him some cannon fire here. Doubleday can hit this guy from the rear here. Oh yeah, that's starting to ruin him. Our sharpshooters. We had another sharpshooter on the battlefield. Where did he go? There he is. He's way over here. Okay. Start swinging him around. And let's see here. Let's zoom out for a minute. Let's continue getting our cavalry swung around over here. They are starting to lose their organization a little bit because they've been making a long trek across the map. Pleasanton's cavalry division here, but we'll have them rested. So our cavalry and headquarter units are in motion. And these infantry here, we're going to start forming up right here. We've got to get across this bridge. Okay, right now, our key is over here. So we're going to need to continue to hold here. Okay, we have significantly better equipment than him. So we're getting a tad aggressive here in the north, but for good reason. Alright, so Hancock is bringing this group up here. Alright, you sit back there. Ooh, he has a Harper's Ferry rifle. Okay, so he has a good rifle. I want to engage him just for the moment. Not too much we could do up here. We did beat up that cavalry and this infantry a little bit. Give time for our sharpshooter to get up there. Alright, this artillery has a Parrott rifle with a range of 12. So we can outrange. We can outrange both of these guns on Bloody Lane. He can counterfire, so we're not going to fire on him. This artillery we have way up here by... What's the name of that farm? Paffenherger Farm. This is a nice position up here, because we can fire on Bloody Lane with no retaliation. But for the moment, we're going to use it to help break this position over here. So I really need that to get broken. And this infantry is finally getting close to position now. Trying to keep them from being in the river as much as I can, where I can avoid it. And down here on the South Burnside Bridge, we're not concerned about him coming out, because we can hold that. Start firing on this artillery here. These gentlemen, Warren's division, Warren and the surrounding troops, have to hold the Burnside Bridge for my plan to work here. Oh, another sharpshooter. Okay, we need to bring him up. Up here, our goal is to get out. We've got to push across this bridge. This is where we have to be very aggressive here. See what we can target here. We don't have very many artillery brigades, but what we do have is very strong. So they're hitting pretty hard. They're hitting very hard. Wow, they're hitting really hard, yeah. So yeah, we're doing a good job getting out. Of the middle bridge here. Yeah, we're getting plenty of infantry out here. Okay, you come here. Start bringing this infantry. Actually, move that. You can rest. This sharpshooter, we're probably going to bring him up and around. I'm not concerned about him being out here. Okay, so Burnside Bridge is holding for the moment. He's going to try and break Warren. Warren he's surrounded by very good infantry brigades, but his brigade itself only has 200 men. And this Confederate brigade here has 640. He's going to try and break Warren's individual brigade there. So we're getting set up. This is working. Turn. Yeah, it goes so much quicker when you don't have to micromanage the supply so bad. You know, Harper's Ferry battle took so long because we had to consistently manage our rationing of our equipment. But this battle is a regular battle, so to speak. Yeah, he's trying to ruin us, but he's going to be in trouble here. He can push out all he wants, but the more he would have been better being defensively. The more aggressive he is, the more he's going to hurt himself on this battle. Because at this point, we might just cut right through the middle and split his army in two. Just keep beating up on that infantry there. Yeah, this is good. This is deceptively going well up here. Okay, pretty soon our cavalry, I think we're going to need to start resting them. Let me get them on the road. Let me get all of them on this road. And next turn, we're going to have to rest them for a couple of turns here. Our headquarter units we can keep swinging up. And just keep bringing those sharpshooters up. Okay, so we're getting our fast units up and over. And we're holding this. He cannot hit anything from where he's at. Pull him up. I'm slightly avoiding his artillery on purpose for the moment. So Hancock's division is getting very aggressive. Hancock and Doubleday. Doubleday's holding the hill at Miller Farm, and Hancock is coming out the woods. Alright, we need to lay some suppression fire here. This is going to be sketchy here. He's kind of starting to break some of these units here. This area is starting to buckle a little bit. So let's bring a couple up in reserve here. No, I don't want you in the river right now. Okay, we're going to bring these three to help cover these gentlemen, because these gentlemen are actually getting bruised up pretty bad here. That wasn't good because I didn't get him deployed in time. We're going to need to break that guy. Okay, we're going to need to rest our cavalry next turn. We'll need to rest them for a couple of turns. It's kind of working out. Kind of not. It's interesting up here. We might actually have them change formation too and rest a couple turns. I don't know. Okay. Fire on that artillery. You actually need to fire on that infantry. So right now, Warren's division is holding. They're holding the South Bridge. Kershaw. Kershaw is at it again. We had actually eliminated Kershaw's army at the Battle of Harper's Ferry. We rocked him. Okay, we're making good headway getting across in the north here, on the North Bridge. This guy's actually starting to get broken a bit. Perfect attack from the rear. And you charge. Ah, not enough morale. Dang it. That's alright. We gotta just push him out. Alright, Richardson's division is just about getting across the middle here. They're in attack formation. Most of them. That guy better get out of there, this Barefoot Roads Brigade, or he's in trouble. Turn. Oh yeah, it's nice when supply's not an issue because it makes the gameplay so much smoother. I know I keep saying that, but man, that Harper's Ferry took us like 2.5 live streams to get through that battle. But it was worth it though. We ended up with a victory. Pretty crushing the defeat we did on them. Yeah, we're actually doing better in the center than we are on the flanks, especially in the north. Alright, our cavalry needs to take a break. They actually rest up pretty good. Yeah, we're good. We'll rest them about one more turn and then move them out again. Our headquarters units, I'm just kind of using them to fill gaps at the moment. Until we can get the cavalry and sharpshooters up here. Okay. Now, what's going on here? You're broken. Dig in. You're getting beaten up pretty bad. As are you. Everybody else is still somewhat fighting form here. Alright, fire on him. Oh, we got a lucky shot right there. That was a lucky shot. That was a nice lucky shot we got right there. Yeah, he's probably going to break that infantry, but I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, looks like we're going to be doing a bit of maneuvering here. Yeah, we're going to need to get this artillery out of the way. This artillery is... Them some regular attacks here. can't do anything. Start working on that artillery there. You come down here. Alright, sharpshooters. Keep harassing that cavalry there. Doubleday dig in. Wow, Doubleday was expensive. Oh, because he has Colt rifles, that's why. Jubal A. Early. He's in a nice position in the woods. Perfect. Yeah, he's getting really aggressive over by Miller's farm. But a couple of turns, our artillery will be up there to harass him. Alright, this unit, we can go ahead and finish this gentleman off here. Not an issue. Alright, everybody else. Some of these guys are getting beat up pretty bad here, infantry-wise. But we've got plenty of... We'll try to encircle that unit. We've got plenty of units to do these independent encirclements. Alright, we need to get across this bridge. We need to get this guy out of position here. Need to try and break him. Concentrate our artillery fire on that tile. That is not where I meant to fire. You can't reach up there. So you just fire on this battery here. Perfect. He's still got a few guns in play. So his artillery is really the one I think that's keeping us slightly at bay here. Gonna need to do some charges across this bridge. No, sir. Can't charge, damn it. Wow. We just took a beating right there. Alright, we're in a bit of a pickle here. We're not getting across the bridge as fast as I wanted. Alright, good. Richardson is helping out here. So that guy's toast. We've got him under control. He might destroy poor Morris Brigade here. He kind of got in a bad position, but we're getting across that bridge. Yeah, it would have been very difficult to get across both bridges. I'm glad we just picked one. And everybody else kind of swing up and around. So we lost a few turns by doing this big arching maneuver. But I think it's starting to pay off. We're getting somewhat positioned where I was hoping to be. Yeah, his artillery hits hard. But we just don't have the guns to take his guns out. So we'll just have to use our infantry to get up to them, so to speak. As best as I'm thinking. It's a bloody battle. This is a very bloody battle. Very even, Steven, each side. No side has a distinct advantage. Okay, so we're going to rest all this cavalry one more turn here. Get their organization up. Yeah, and next turn we're going to start moving them over. Either move them over or move them in the center here. I'd like to just keep swinging them around. Yeah, just stay right there. Okay. Jubilee Early is hiding out in the woods, trying to do a flanking maneuver on Doubleday. But we're not going to let that happen. Sniper. Yeah, we're softening him up. Okay. Now we're kind of getting the upper hand here in this position. Our troops are taking a beating, but we've about got one of his artillery broken here. You can do it. Oh, so close. Okay. Yeah, we took a bit of a beating there, but we've pretty much got that artillery under wraps.
At ease, man.
Slight pullback. He's always got a strong infantry brigade right where you don't want him to be. Alright, right here. Perfect. Man, the artillery's so strong. Okay, let's pull you here. Attack this direction, and then this gentleman will charge from this direction. We don't want to use any of our morale points. We got him though. Oh, that's so close. Okay, you pull up here. Sedgwick's got him. Another one down. Okay, rest.
At ease, man.
This position here is getting a bit sketchy. So we're really being aggressive over here. Because we want to break him. He's got a Lorenz rifle musket there, so... Yeah, we're softening him up considerably up here, but we're also taking massive damage too. But it's okay because our sharpshooters and cavalry are about to come into play up here. We can actually pull this infantry up. I don't think we need to cover that artillery anymore. Just rest these headquarter units. See, my plan is all the cavalry to come over here north of Miller's Farm and kind of be the push or the line that kind of keeps them from retreating this way. Because we just want to push them south. Okay, you actually got him a bit on the run. Or we could cut him in two. Which is really, honestly, more what's looking to happen here. Charge that sharpshooter. We might take Bloody Lane pretty quickly here. We might surround D.H. Hill too. Try to surround D.H. Hill. Oh, you can't get in that tile. This guy is ruining our movement here. Fire. Fire on him. Get him out of position. That tile is messing up our encirclement of D.H. Hill's brigade. Nice. We got all 4 artillery to fire on him. Perfect. Okay. We have an opportunity here to encircle. Hey man, hello, how's the war going? It's going beautiful. Now that we got through the Battle of Harper's Ferry, it is going beautiful, hey man. We are currently deep into the Battle of Antietam. And we've been very aggressive up here in the north and in the center, while we're just doing a holding action down here at Burnside Bridge. We're just holding the bridge and using the river as a natural barrier. And we are actually doing very well. We've been taking a bit of a beating, but so has he. We just opened up with a constant onslaught. And we had this large flanking maneuver with our cavalry, who's coming all the way up and around the map, north of Miller Farm, and we're going to roll them up this way. But right now, it honestly looks like we might just end up cutting him in 2, just the way the battle's progressing. I'm trying to get D.H. Hill here encircled. Perfect. Alright, D.H. Hill's brigade, he better get out of that, because we just got him encircled north of Bloody Lane. Oh, Williams has got the ability to charge too. Hill is in trouble. Give him a charge. I don't think he has the morale to charge, so just regular attack. Ooh, man, we've been eliminating quite a few of his units bit by bit. You know, we're about to get another one here, I think. We've been doing pretty good about getting some of his units out of the picture completely. See, this guy, we could easily encircle him. And now we can get some of our boys moved across the bridge. You need to pull back a little bit. We need to really get... Trying to see what tiles they can go to. They won't be in the correct formation, but... Perfect. Finally getting across the center bridge there. So we're getting pretty stout in the center here. And we're kind of occupying his attention in the south here. The north is where it's really bloody, because in the north half of the battlefield, both sides are taking massive casualties. And sure, his units are getting weak too, but so is a lot of ours, because we also had to move up and then attack. He just had to sit back and defend. So, interesting to see how this is going. Yeah, our artillery's really not going to be changing position much. Alright, give him a charge. Anytime he encroaches on Warren's division here across the bridge, we'll give him a charge with our 2 strong units. Alright, this artillery needs to continue firing on his battery positions. Get him out of commission. Alright, up here. Morris is still holding. Morris hasn't capitulated yet. Morris is just in a bad spot right now. Okay. Alright, let's get back to business here. Zoom out, get our cavalry on the move again. They've had a couple of turns to rest. We're getting them on the move. going for this sweeping maneuver in the north here. Same with our sharpshooters. Just get them on the move to swing around. And these headquarter units, we can start pulling them up too. See, I'm hoping he'll start chasing us piecemeal up here, and we can surround individual units. Alright, we need to take Early out of the woods. Blast them. Doubleday is perfect condition. And Doubleday just got wounded. That wasn't even a charge, it was a regular attack. So Early just headshot at Doubleday, but we've got Early about broken. Alright, sniper. Fire, pull back. And now we can charge. That unit's toast. So really now our units here could kind of encircle him. That's going to be kind of how it is. I'm using the cavalry up here to kind of encircle units bit by bit. And we are getting beaten, battered, and broken. But we finally took Pendleton's artillery brigade off that bridge. That was a good spot for the Confederacy right there. Alright, Dunker Chapel, pull him around. Yeah, let him keep Dunker Chapel for a minute. That'll be too difficult to break. Oh, we've got another encirclement here. Possibly. Dang it. We don't have the move to get over there in that tile. It's okay. Hold this for one turn. If you can hold this for one turn, boys, you could have both of these brigades trapped. And you two will come up to fill any gap. Some of our infantry is recovering pretty well. Alright, see now with this artillery way up here by Paffenberger Farm with a range of 12, we can target both of these artillery pieces on Bloody Lane with no retaliation. Oh, that's beautiful, outranging him. Okay, let me zoom out for a minute here. Yeah, this is going very well. Okay, the south bridge is holding, so we've got 4 artillery ready to fire in the center here. So we need to soften him up a little bit here to get our boys across the bridge, particularly that tile there. So any artillery that could fire on that tile. Okay, he pulled his artillery back a little bit. He didn't want to take too much damage. There. And there. Ah, you cannot hit that. It's kind of odd the way our artillery was placed at the beginning of the game, but it is working. Okay, Richardson, attack that artillery and transport. Crook, I'm hoping you can get a charge, but I don't think you have high enough morale. Yeah, you don't. Just regular attack. Alright, we're across the bridge. So that's all that matters, is we've made it across the bridge completely. Stevenson here will probably buckle under the pressure. We're really damaged right here. This is where he's attacking. So he could break those 2 positions, but all hope is not lost. Alright, Williams. You just dig in. Alright. Cut them in two. We're going to go for a cut here. And we need to get this artillery out of position here.
Yes, sir.
A charge from NJT Dana here, Dana's brigade, should break this artillery. Yeah, they got 1855 rifle. Perfect. So we've knocked. We're taking control of Bloody Lane now. And we're starting to cut him in two, essentially. Up in the north, we've got a lot of units up here, and it's going to be encircle as much as we can. And this is more of a holding action right here now. Same with the South Bridge. The South Bridge is a hold. The center is a hold. Until we get, anytime we have good condition, we'll attack. But this plan right here is working. Here south is going according to our strategy. In the north, the battle is unfolding a little bit differently than I had foreseen. But we're just going to be adaptable, and we're going to change our tactics a little bit. We're going to go for individual encirclements as opposed to encircling his whole army. We're just going to try and grab 2 or 3 at a time, encircle them, eliminate them, grab 2 or 3 at a time. So it's really going to be an odd fight here. This has been a bloody battle, this battle. This has been really bloody. There's been no digging in very much. It's just been give and go, give and go. Alright, this is where our units are about to shine here. Alright, let me zoom out for the cavalry movement here. Actually, these gentlemen here, get this guy encircled real quick and get him out of the picture. Yeah, see, our infantry is pretty bruised here, so he's toast. Alright, you just stay right there. Our cavalry is really coming into play right now. It's making the Confederacy nervous because they can see all of our cavalry just running just behind our troops. And they know we're coming to start encircling everything here. Just in kind of a wiggle pattern, encircling all down. This is getting sketchy in this area though, because our units are so damaged. They've done so much. They've held his advance at bay. And now they are really bruised. Bruised but not beaten. Alright. Artillery. Not concerned about him. Fire on that battery right there. Need to soften that position up. We might get a little bit more of an encirclement than I had thought here, because he just moved a cavalry up. But this is going to be tricky here. Hold on. Fire. This cavalry is messing up our plans a little bit in the woods there. Rosser Brigade is messing us up a little bit on getting these 2 units encircled. You dig in. I don't see him going anywhere with that, the units in the woods here. So the more he tries to attack Hancock, the more he's going to be digging his own grave. Because we've really got this. These few units here encircled pretty good. But you can swing down, as with you. So it's taking an extra turn than I thought. But we might be able to get that cavalry along with these two infantry brigades, Sims and Carson. Rest. Alright, that unit completely left the battlefield. Ooh, Richardson just took a pounding. Richardson has taken a pounding. Uh-oh, we've got a bit of a trouble here. Morris is surrounded. I actually expected that to happen earlier, so I'm shocked it's just happening now. We can attempt to help him out here. Ooh, J.L. Kemper is trying to break the South Bridge here. He's trying to break Warren's position. It's not going to happen because we got a couple of healthy units here that can give him a couple of charges here. Oh yeah, he's dead now. Warren can actually finish him off. Oh, he retreated across the bridge. That's okay. You know what? He's gotten broken down here on South Bridge. He's moved all of his forces in the north to hold the center. So we can actually start moving Warren's division here across the bridge a little bit. Alright, we need to try our best to rescue Morris here, who is now encircled. Yeah, we're pretty well done moving up here. You know what? Swing you down. I think you can break him. Yeah, that way we can use these infantry to fill this gap here. We should have these three encircled next turn. Alright, we need to try and rescue Morris. If we can use our artillery fire to soften this gentleman up, and Ewing here, Harlan here can do a regular attack. That is our best bet in rescuing Morris. It might be a lost chance on Morris's brigade, but we never leave a man down. We actually might be able to really help him out here. Ooh, okay. Okay, Morris might be rescued here. Who is really healthy? Nobody, but...
No, sir.
Attack him. Okay, that's okay. These two units here, these two Confederate brigades, are too bad of a condition, I think, to attack Morris's brigade. So I think we've saved them for another turn at least. Oh, this guy's in trouble now. Pull him back. We'll move him to this tile next turn. Okay, in the center. Oh man, we're really starting to damage him up bad now. He's starting to get in big trouble. He is bringing up reinforcements, but... Okay, you need to dig in. Our artillery at the farm already fired. If we can get these boys here in a little bit better of condition. If Richardson's center here, Richardson and Williams, if they can get in a bit better of condition. But this is what I wanted. I wanted to hold north of Bloody Lane here. Start taking pot shots at his artillery here. We would prefer to get that artillery out of commission quicker than later charge. Sure, we'll spend 387. We're doing really well morale-wise. Nice, we've knocked his artillery off of the road. Alright, you regular attack. Undo that move. Yeah, Richardson is in trouble. This is working pretty good. We're cutting him in two at Bloody Lane. Turn. We are doing well on this battle. See, this is the battles I like. I like battles like this where it's just constant fighting. The Harper's Ferry, that had to have been the most frustrating battle playing as the Union. There's no way it can't be. That was so difficult, managing the supply and just keeping us from getting overwhelmed and destroyed. Okay, so right here, we actually have a beautiful encirclement of the enemy. I need a fire on that. I need one shot on him. Dang it. You can't reach that unit. I don't think that unit is going to go back up there when we try to attack. He might. Actually, we can bring you down here. Perfect. Oh, I'm so evil. The encirclement is complete. We have just ruined the Confederacy's plans here. Or perhaps he has ruined our plans. It could be a trick. Let me get a sip of this beverage here. So the woods over here by Smoky Town Road, we've got a few more encircled. We've been doing a good job this battle, eliminating his units bit by bit. Oh yeah, just... you're in terrible condition though. Pull back. Okay, so he's broken right here. His cavalry is healthy. But, so his cavalry here is very healthy. He keeps trying to run down Hancock's brigade here, but we've got some sharpshooters here hiding in the woods that will attack him. So we've got that under control. Alright, everybody here, we might press our advantage here, even though we're a bit bruised and bloody. We've got him on the run early. So we might press our advantage. Who can you target? Nobody. Not really. You can target him. Nice. You will do the same. Get him to back off a little bit. Alright, over here. Let's see. Ooh, we've just got this. We're having some success here at Miller's farm. Our plan is coming to fruition. Our cavalry is finally coming into play in the far north, encircling the enemy. Sharpshooter, cavalry. Goodbye. So our beautiful idea. We lost a lot of organization with our cavalry, having to move them all the way across the map. But it is working out because now they are starting to swing down on him and encircle any units that we could beat up. Miller Farm was the hero of the battle. Well, he got damaged, but Doubleday got wounded. But he held Miller Farm. This was the key for our strategy, was holding this hill by Miller Farm. And Doubleday sacrificed his life to hold Miller Farm. His division held. And now the rest of our army is just rolling him up. Even Warren is on the move now. Warren's division is on the move. Because we damaged him so bad. He kept trying to come across the bridge, and we damaged him so bad. Now he's in retreat. Warren will probably pull him back to hold the bridge, and these 3 infantry can just start beating up on him. This is nice. This battle actually paid off to be aggressive. And I really thought we were going to be making a fatal error here, being so aggressive on this battle from the start. But it is now working out in our favor. This guy's goodbye. Alright. So we were able to kind of punch through this center bridge and move our units up this way. And he got kind of bogged down right here. Morris, Rodman, and Ewing really held him at bay. Sounds like a basketball team. Morris, Rodman, and Ewing. Alright. Yeah, poor Morris. Man. He really got bogged down here. But he didn't capitulate. He held his ground. And now we're getting distinct advantage up here. Man, I'd like to get that tile with the picket fence. Oof. Ooh, he's got a good unit right there. Okay, so he's got a very healthy... Pull Williams up here. Williams might be able to hold him. Brooke can actually charge him. It's nice when our infantry has supply, because I can be much more aggressive with the charges. Alright, Morale's pretty badly damaged, but even though some of our units are getting really beaten up in Richardson Center, it's worth it. Oh, see, he's in mass trouble right now. He's got a few that are still good condition, but the majority of his force is really overall starting to lose morale bad. He's past that point now. He's over the edge now. He's having a hard time getting anybody to be in the green as far as morale is concerned. I think I only seen one. There's one right there. The majority of his infantry brigades are getting 75% or less morale. That cavalry is still very good morale, but that's because he keeps beating up on Hancock. But it's okay, we'll let him keep beating him up. He's about to get shot in the side of the head by that sharpshooter there. Yeah, that was a beautiful turn right there. That really turned. And this battle is going well for us. And I think we made the right call. Instead of trying to, my initial strategy was at the beginning of the battle, let me move everybody up north and swing them down and encircle his entire army. But as the battle progressed, it started working out where I was more encircling individual units here and there. So I said, okay, well, I guess since it's working like this, I just kind of kept with it. And we've already eliminated probably 8 to 10 of his brigades. Completely encircled and destroyed them. Just going bit by bit. Yeah, now our morale, 19,000. It's really starting to skyrocket right now. So here's what we need. This is the plan. This is working good. Just keep encircling him. Forcing him to break out. Oh, our cavalry's got pretty good rifles too. Move you here. Run in there. Oh, he broke Russia's, the artillery held. That's interesting. But we've got him this turn, along with our sharpshooters. So our headquarter units over here are going to need to fill these gaps in here. Alright, before we move those two, we've got these 2 units. They're toast. There's nothing they can do. They're not going to break out of that encirclement. He'll have to help out with these Jubal A. Early's division down here. That's the only way he's going to break it out or rescue them units. We need to get this complete so I can free up some of these infantry brigades here. Especially that cavalry. That cavalry is... Finally, we eliminated that enemy. Alright, have that sharpshooter fill that gap. Ooh, finally we rescued Hancock, who was getting run down from all of the Confederate cavalry. He was running them down. Alright, Sedgwick finished that maneuver. Beautiful. That just freed up all of these infantry brigades. Damaged as they may be, it still freed them up. So we can start getting them into decent condition here. Some of them are not bad. And what I think is going to happen over here, we could actually take all of these troops here. When we eliminate these 2, all of our cavalry will just form a line right here. And then we'll close them off here with infantry. We need to start moving infantry this direction. Damaged as you may be, just start moving that direction, because over here is still just a holding action. Bring you 2 up. A lot of maneuvering going on in this battle. You have no shot on anybody. So move that artillery piece up. Alright, right here. Just dig in. This is the line we want to form. This is the line in the sand. Richardson and Williams. Where the heck is Richardson? Right here. Yeah, Richardson and Williamson. Richardson and Williams are holding Bloody Lane here. Yeah, hold here. Any available units start swooping around the center. Cut them in two. Completely envelop the north half of the Confederacy. Alright, these gentlemen here just keep beating him up down here. Warren is going to hold the bridge. Both units. I want to target his infantry a little bit. Nice. Okay, over here. His artillery is getting in pretty bad condition. Just keep softening up any unit that is decent condition for the Confederacy. If I see yellow or green morale, I'm firing artillery at it. So we haven't had to move our artillery too much around in the battle. There was about half of them. The ones down here we kept where they started at, and it was good position. The ones, we had to move this one around a little bit, and we had to move this one, but the majority of our artillery we have not had to move, which is nice. They've been continuously firing. And man, they were strong. I mean, you go look at it. 200 man, 200, 200, 100, 300, 250, 250. So the artillery for the Union is very stacked. It slaps hard in this battle. I wish I could get a shot off on that cavalry right there. Perfect, okay. Turn. Hopefully he doesn't break out of too many of the encirclements we have going on. He just broke out of it. I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, now our infantry here is going to... We need to get rid of that gentleman. Need to find a way. Pleasanton. Okay, perfect. It's not perfect, but it's okay. Charge in there. Get rid of that horse artillery. Finally. Okay. Oh, you don't have any ammunition. That is okay. Actually, you can eliminate him. Perfect, you have move points. Nice. He's going to try and target our headquarter units, but try to rally him. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. We got a slight gap up here, but we've got him right where we want him. A very healthy infantry right here. That worked out excellent in our favor. Come over here. We're not giving our units much of a chance to rest in the center here. We're really being very aggressive on this battle. I'm kind of shocked because this isn't typical behavior. We have taken Dunker Chapel now. Alright, the remainder of these infantry. We need to break that guy right there. Okay. You two will fill any gaps that form in the line there. Rest up whoever we can here. Yeah, eventually our cavalry will be able to swing all the way over here and close this gap here behind his artillery. His biggest strength in the north is this cavalry here. He'll try to break our encirclement with these infantry brigades, but it'll be too little too late. Move these guys up to help fill that gap too. We'll have that artillery in position next turn. Okay, what can we do over here? Yeah, these guys, some of these guys took a beating. Continue swinging around here. The healthier the unit, the more I move them up, essentially. You are not healthy at all. So Richardson is swinging around. Okay, these guys should be able to hold there. They do have artillery support. So we're decisively in control of Bloody Lane. Warren will hold the bridge while these gentlemen keep punishing these damaged units here, Kemper's division. Nice, okay. And these guys have free range on his center, which is badly damaged. We give our boys a few turns to rest and they'll be healthy to roll his center up. Just fire on anybody you can fire on. Nice. We're working on an envelopment in the north. We're holding Bloody Lane. And the key here is getting our cavalry to fill this gap here in the west. Turn. That'll be a big, important thing here. Yeah, he's trying to break our encirclement as best as he can. Finally, we got a shot off on that cavalry. My goodness. He's going to keep trying to mess up that headquarter units there with his cavalry. But it's not going to work because Pleasanton is in the play. And we're about to... Oh, he's got a good rifle, a Richmond Sharps. Yeah, he's very healthy. Nice, that is perfect. So we're damaging his cavalry pretty bad. That was his strongest unit in the north. This guy just needs some ammo, and he'll be ready to go again. Oh, we got so much supply. This is gorgeous. Okay. Go ahead and complete this. Eliminate these gentlemen here. Early is out of the picture. Eliminated. That cavalry is still good condition. Even though our infantry is kind of bruised, they can still do some damage. Especially fighting against the artillery. Charge. Nope. Oh yeah, he's about broken. Okay, bring Brooks over here. You don't have a good... You just don't have a good shot there. Come up to the hill. Our artillery, they'll deploy next turn and they'll be ready to fire the following turn. And they do have range on these units down here. So that's a really good tile for artillery. That's perfect. He's very healthy over here. This is going to be difficult. We'll use the trees as cover. This is our biggest problem right now in the north, is holding this bottom part here of this encirclement. We've got strength right above them, but the infantry on the bottom there are pretty damaged. Yeah, I don't think his cavalry... He might break out a little bit, but we'll encircle him again next turn. You are so damaged. Yeah, Williams is going to work on cutting them in two here. Yeah, we've got him in trouble now. Now we're starting to roll him up a little bit. I'm glad we gave those guys a couple of turns to rest. Oh, this is beautiful. Yeah, he is so... And down here, it's just to chase him down and rout him, essentially. Try that artillery. Ah, you can't hit him. Dang it. A lot of our artillery's out of ammunition now. This one is about out of play. We'll have to move him up to keep him in the battle. He's out of range now. Resupply, and then we'll move him up too. Warren, just hold the bridge. Whoa! Intern, gorgeousness. We are just eliminating his forces so bad. Okay, he did just break our center there. We were working on cutting him in two. But I feel we can continue. Alright, Pimbleton hold. We'll hold those tiles. You'll have to rest. Nice. Yeah, we're really starting to get this maneuver working for us. We're having to swing way out, but it is working. Okay. Finish him off. Thank you. Alright, these poor guys are pretty damaged up in the north here. They've had some heavy fighting today.
At ease, man.
Yeah, it's going to be tricky to get this cut off here. We're close. If we rush this infantry down here and pull these gentlemen down, that might work. Pull these gentlemen down a little bit. Yeah, start pulling some of these troops down, and it'll be kind of, we'll keep it open here, let them move around, and we'll fill right here at the bottom. Because our cavalry is really sweeping around now. So we need to take as many infantry as we can from this area and cut them straight across at Piper's farm here. I need a charge out of you. Ah, dang it. Not enough condition. You have good condition. And soften up where we can here. Deploy that artillery. Some of these guys. Got a couple units up here that are pretty capable. Move you right here. Make that artillery beaten up. Alright, get in there. You'll be able to fire next turn. Here in the south, we can just continue rolling him up. Okay, right now we might hold with these gentlemen here. Hold that line. That's important right now. And that Jones Brigade refused to budge. And we finally got him broken. Oh yeah, we're messing him up bad. Okay. This artillery actually kind of needs to move. We need to get him across the ridge there. He's out of range of anything. I don't want to give him a chance to recover. Anybody that is decent, fire on that. We don't want to give any of his units a chance to recover. And this artillery's really out of range. So start moving him towards the front. Okay, right now that's the game plan. Is hold just here north of the cemetery, and we're working on trying to cut them off. We've got this gap here in the south, in the center of the battlefield. We need to cut off his northern units, and I think with some nice maneuvering we can get this cut off. The infantry can fill this gap, and the cavalry and headquarters units can fill this gap right here easily. We do have that artillery can fire on somebody. Target that guy. Perfect. Turn. Nice. We are rocking this battle. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to get this battle in today. It actually works out pretty good on the time too. Yeah, he's completely abandoned up here. He's anticipating the encirclement here. So right here, if I watch the tiles and where my troops can move, I can complete this encirclement here. Put you here, and the headquarter units, which are very fast. Just like that. We've got the gap complete. These headquarter units can kind of swoop around this guy. They might be able to get him out of whack. So this encirclement is done. Bam. Now we can be as aggressive as we need to be on these units in the north. While in the center, we just hold. Alright, bring that artillery up. Our remaining artillery here, well, you don't have a shot on anything. Dang it. Start to move out. You've still got free range on any of his units. Target anybody that is remotely decent condition. He's really broken, by the way. He is like, he's unable to recover any unit he has. Anytime he even attempts to recover, you go down and capture that flag. You swing over here. See, it might work in our favor where we could get our cavalry to continue running down and cutting them off in the south here. But for the moment, we'll individually push them up. It might just be a mass retreat for the Confederacy, at least with his units in the south. Important thing here is just maintaining the encirclement. Just maintain that line there. That thin blue line we have. But he really is broken. He is terrible condition right now. So now we just punish. Oh, you're out of ammo. Of course you're out of ammo. Fire. That guy charged. Alright, Richardson. Just tightening the noose here. And really, we could tighten it up this way, too. Yeah, see, all of our infantry up here now. All of our infantry up here, we're going to put them in marching formation. And we're going to start marching them south to cut him off, to see if we have enough turns to cut off his southern army. Yeah, the noose is getting pulled tight on him now. He's in big trouble. Big trouble for him now. Oh, we actually almost could have got that headquarter unit encircled. Perhaps next turn. He'll try to break out right here, but we've got some units, I think, that can fill the gap. Alright, all of these gentlemen up here. A lot of them are pretty damaged, but start swinging them down. And some of them probably won't make it because they're so damaged. They won't be in good enough condition to make it, but we'll move them out where we can. Okay, the artillery can't deploy yet. We'll probably get the artillery up on this hill. And it'll harass any of the enemy. His only strength right now, the only thing he has in the north is that infantry here, Ransom's brigade. It's strong. It'll try to break out probably here. Everything else he has is just mass hysteria. Pandemonium for the Confederacy this battle. Absolute panic and pandemonium. They are getting encircled left and right. Yeah, he tried to break out just right there where I thought. Too little, too late. Alright, let's get this annoying headquarter unit encircled. Get him out of the picture. He can't go anywhere. Alright. Fill the gap. Individually encircle him. Let's see if any of our artillery. They cannot fire on him. Dang it. Alright, move this artillery up. We are abandoning Miller Farm. It is of no use to us now. Rest here. Yeah, it really worked out to where we were kind of encircling 2 or 3 at a time for the majority of the battle, instead of doing one giant encirclement maneuver, which is what I was initially going for, but haha, we're in the town of Sharpsburg now. Okay, you need to fill the gap here. He might break out of this encirclement, but it's no concern to us. We could try to finish off these gentlemen. Surrounded and pounded is the name of the game for the Confederacy on this battle. Alright, you... yeah, wherever you can. Wow, Richardson has been on the move this battle. He has been hustling. Here's our hope now. Our hope is to just swing through this Hagerstown Turnpike and encircle the enemy in this direction. I'm going to move these guys down and away. And we need to get this cut off here. We need to try and cut off his retreat. It's not going to be as easy, but some of our infantry might have enough organization to make it down there. Just rolling him up. Yeah, you need to rest. Yeah, poor Hancock. Him and all the boys in his division just took a pounding on this battle. They really took a pounding over here by Smoketown Road. This was heavy engagement at the beginning of the battle. All right here was just bloody fighting at the beginning of the battle. Deploy you there. Pull you up the road. Okay, let's take any of his artillery out of the picture. Especially that one. That one's actually still decent condition. Not anymore. Yeah, our artillery just absolutely owned him. See, this one, I can bring it up here and deploy it. and it can be used to harass him. Because he's on full retreat now. But I really don't want him to be retreat too much, because I'd like to encircle as much of him as I can. So we're going to kind of hold. We're going to kind of hold our position here. Alright, over here, that's this last strong unit, it seems like. Just a sea of blue coming down. Ooh, you're pretty damaged. I might get him. You might could finish him off. If you could charge, you could finish him off. Yeah, not enough morale. He got him either way. Perfect. Out of the picture. My goodness. Oh, he's in trouble. Yeah, our goal is to just move all of these units just straight down along this road and just completely encircle these gentlemen against the river. There might not be enough turns for a turn. There might not be enough turns to do that maneuver, but at the very worst, we completely destroyed well over half his army. Thomas Jackson's headquarters unit is gone. Actually, we need to zoom out a little bit here for a minute. Okay, you're too damaged to move. So our fast units, get them down as far as we can get them. Perfect. So we're a bit zoomed out here, but we're starting to cut off his retreat. That worked out pretty good, bringing that infantry up to bear. So all we got to do is close this gap right here. I don't know how that unit's on the river there. I thought you couldn't cross that river. All we've got to do is close this gap, and we can just roll them up. How is he on that river? I thought you couldn't get on that tile. I know, wait. Fire on the ones in the back. Yeah, it is complete pandemonium for the Confederacy right now. They are just running for their lives because they've completely lost well over half of the battlefield. Now, see, these gentlemen are actually kind of making it difficult to complete the encirclement here, because they don't move very well through the town. Okay, you're too damaged. We'll have to pay attention to any unit left that is a bit too damaged. They're not going to make it. They're going to be too tired, because we've been running them around the battlefield like crazy. All of these guys are pretty well out of commission for the remainder of the fight, because there's only so many turns left. So everybody up here, we're done with them for the battle. I can get that gap closed, then all of our boys here that have been resting, they'll just start rolling them up. But for the moment, we can go tile by tile, wiggling them up a little bit. I don't think there's enough turns to do the encirclement, so we might just put them in retreat. So we'll just put the majority of his army in retreat here. You need to fill that gap. Okay. It got quiet for a minute. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking on how can I complete this encirclement with the limited amount of turns I have left. Warren has the bridge. We've got the river here. And I'm pretty sure our cavalry will just keep trying to swoop them around while we keep pushing them back bit by bit. We've really eliminated a lot of his army in this battle. My goodness. This has been an absolute rout for the Confederacy. Yeah, he's starting to pull back. So zoom out a little bit here. Fill out what you can. Oh yeah, he's in trouble now. Yeah, he's in big trouble now. Swing that headquarter unit. Wow, he's too damaged. Damn it. Yeah, next turn we'll have this blocked off on the river. And I don't think he can cross the river right here.
At ease, man.
So we'll have him completely toast. Next turn. Next turn we'll have him down for the count. You can't hit anything from there. Perfect. Just roll them up. Pandemonium for the Confederacy. They are almost encircled. Funny how Morris got to be on the offensive now. Even though he was this brigade almost got eliminated. That was the only brigade of ours that he almost destroyed. They got pinned down in a bad position. Crossing the center bridge there. Yeah, there's no point in even moving these gentlemen. There's really nothing they can do. Unless they're decent, there's no point in moving them. There's not enough turns. Well, there's a couple, but majority is just terrible condition. They did their duty though. You can actually get a shot off. That is a good spot there. We got to remember that spot. Playing for the Confederacy. If we play as the Confederacy, we've got to remember this position up here on Bloody Lane. This is probably where we're going to need to hold as a Confederacy. Playing as the Confederacy is going to be tricky. It's going to be very tricky. Either that, or we could come down here. See, this is where I really like, because it's wide open. And it'll give all of our artillery free range on him. And even though we'll lose the flags and the key points of the battle, we'll see. It'll be tricky playing as the Confederacy in turn. I'm hoping this turn we can complete this encirclement. There's a lot of notifications on my phone. Alright, 19 out of 22. Oh yeah, he's just... Okay, see? He can't. He cannot move. Get right there. Perfect. Okay, you come down here. Oh, we got to save right there. Hold on. Let's do a hard save. Live Union. The encirclement is complete. So we've got 4 turns left here to try and finish off as much of him as we can. So the more we close the gap, the better it will be, essentially. Especially with the infantry. The infantry is really the ones that are going to tighten the noose around his neck. If that makes sense. Because they're the ones that are going to be doing the majority of the attacking here. Oh, so you cannot attack. Okay. Oh, whatever. Eventually, he's just going to have everybody in retreat, and they're going to have nowhere to go. We can even move Warren off the bridge now. That's funny. You rest up a little bit. Pull that cavalry in here. Yeah, our cavalry is so exhausted from having to make... They had to go all the way around the map. So we're starting to ruin his day here. Yeah, there's nobody else really that can join in on this slaughter because everybody's just so damaged. They'll be able to get a couple shots off here in a few turns. Yeah, majority of our infantry is just terrible condition. Because they just had to do some serious fighting here in Antietam. So we can't really bring too much of them to bear. Yeah, everybody's just so beaten up and bruised. Tired of marching. It'll be hard to tighten this up because we'll see. We'll see how many of his units retreat. Oh boy, what an absolute victory for us. Okay, turn. I've got it zoomed out just to make it easy here. Also, he can get across the river down there. Interesting. So there's one tile there that he can get across. That is odd, to say the least. But we'll keep tightening it up. Yeah, just imagine if our cavalry didn't have to do all that running around the map. They would be so strong right now to just finish these gentlemen off. Ah, what absolute victory. That was beautiful. It might not have been a complete sweep as far as units, but every enemy unit is in retreat now. This is the only one not in retreat. A couple of his artillery are not in full retreat at the moment, but they might as well be. Oh, you can actually attack. Oh boy. The poor fool. You definitely need to attack with these two next turn. Yeah, at this point, firing any artillery is just going to be just have them wiggle around the map. I really don't think too many of our infantry are going to be able to do anything. Okay. Turn. There's only like, what, 2 turns left? The weapon cost capture on this battle is going to be ridiculous. Yeah, he's really trying to sneak across the river there. We've got to remember that when we play as the Confederacy, you can actually, there's a tile here that you can actually get across. But we're about to cut off his retreat right here. So we know we can move on this tile. We might not be able to move on any of these tiles, is what I'm hoping. Oh man, this battle, we were so much on the offensive on this battle. It was crazy how offensive we were. I mean, there was just little to no defense on this battle. We just went all out, all of our units. Go, 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 go. Yeah, he's starting to surrender a few units now, so we've got him on the back burner here. Pull him around. We might be able. We just might be able. His artillery is actually in good condition right there. Attack it either way, even if we get broken off. Oh boy. Alright. Bring some of this headquarter around to maybe fill in this gap over here. We might be able to finish him off next turn. Alright, can we get any shots off? Out of ammo, of course you are. Nope. Wow, the Battle of Antietam on today's live stream. What a ripper. Last turn, we have rocked them. Alright, close it off. He'll have a couple left over, but it won't be enough. Pershaw, for the second battle in a row, completely surrendered and surrounded. What aggression from the Union this battle. Man, they must have been angry. Oh, if we had just like a few more turns, it could have been an absolute sweep. But either way, that was still impressive. We still got like a 99% elimination of the enemy. Even Warren's getting in on the action. Oh, you can actually attack when they're in marching formation, I think. So he had a total of 1, 2, about 5 brigades that survived. Even though they're in full retreat. Only 2 of them really got away. I'm not counting these guys as getting away because if we had one more turn, they'd be gone. So only 2 of them got away. Bonham Infantry Brigade and Jenkins Sharpshooter Brigade ran away. What a bloody affair. We started off we might actually now. We started off the battle with most of our forces over here in the east. And we just left a few down here to hold the bridge, Warren's division. And the majority of our force, we pulled them across this bridge here, and the remainder, we brought them up in the north, and we just pushed them down. And this was the heaviest fighting over here by Smoketown Road. This region over here was just bloody affair. The first 10 battles. It was just constant fighting right here. Once we finally broke them in the north, by the time we took Dunker Chapel, it was just a rout. We just completely routed the Confederacy. What a gorgeous, gorgeous battle today. My goodness. The reason it went so smooth, I think, is because Hayman was with us. If we didn't have Hayman with us, our chief strategist, there's no way we could have got this major victory for the Union player. We killed and wounded so many of his leaders. My goodness, a lot of surrendered and desertions. 27,000 men surrendered and deserted. About 7,000 killed and wounded. We only suffered about 4,400 killed and wounded, with no desertions and no surrenders. The victory points is out of control. We completely rolled him up. Oh, so now it's giving us a choice on which battle to fight next in the war. We can fight Fredericksburg, Stones River, or Vicksburg. I'm kind of thinking Fredericksburg will kind of keep our battles in the east, because fighting over in Tennessee area, that's a bit of a campaign out there. So we could either go with the Vicksburg campaign or the Fredericksburg. Although, the Vicksburg is kind of annoying, I think, the naval battle. Most likely, I'm going to go with the Fredericksburg campaign. But we'll save that for tomorrow's midday stream. The Battle of Antietam was beautiful today. We absolutely rocked it. What a glorious victory. And I appreciate everybody coming out to the midday stream today. Join us tomorrow around the same time. We will be taking on Fredericksburg, playing as the Union, continuing our beautiful campaign in the Civil War. Until then, peace.